Vesper Martini says, 1. In a deep champagne goblet. Oui, monsieur, said the bartender. Just a moment. 3 measures of golden, 1 of vodka, half measure of Quinay. Shake it very well until it's ice cold. Then add a large thin slice of lemon peel. Got it? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. What I want to do today is show you my interpretation of the Vesper. And I even dress up as a James Bond, even if I'm not James Bond, just to bring you a smile. We all stuck in, we have to find things to do it. One of the best things to pass the time for the growing up, and be careful when you drink, make sure you drink sensibly, is making cocktail. And my version of the cocktail is very simple, not complicated. Now, maybe the product I use, you cannot find it, but you can find something similar. I'll take you step by step why I make it this way. Now, if you remember what he says, bond to the bartender, make sure you shake it very well, because it has to be ice cold, and that's spot on. That's why the glass has been in the freezer, and also put some ice, just to keep cold. So, if you can, before you do your cocktail for you, or your wife, for the whoever. Anyway, not for the children, okay? Make sure the glass, I prefer to keep in the freezer, so you don't have to use ice, just in case if there's not much around. Then I put a little bit of Angostura Bitters. That's very easy to find. You can find online. Not complicated, it's available in a very good store. And I put the Angostura Bitter to give the colors and the bitterness. Now, Quinay, most of you know it does not exist, but you can buy Lillet Blanc. So the Quinay family in the late 70s changed the recipe, become a little bit sweeter. And nothing wrong with that, but I prefer to use from a very good friend of mine, made in London. Together we came out with the idea, and it's an English vermouth in honor of the writer, because he was English. So all the botanical come from UK. Very similar to the French. And I put half measure. Okay, very simple. Vermouth, if you open a bottle of vermouth, my recommendation for not professional, put in the fridge. Don't leave outside. If you keep in the fridge, it can last for another 3 or 4 months, okay? Then I use vodka. Now, in this particular one, I use POTOCKI, Polish vodka. You may ask why. But now, during the war, Fleming was not a spy, was a PA to the Navy commander. And of course, he was in touch with all the spies. There was this young girl called Christina Skarbek. She was the first female spy for UK to go to the enemy. Imagine how courageous. She was very young and beautiful. She was Polish. This is from a noble family, so was she. And that's why. Now, you can also use your favorite vodka. And I put, let me just so you get an idea, I put about 20 ml. Okay, and then if nobody sees it, you put a little splash more. Don't tell anybody. The gin, number 3. Number 3 is owned and made by Berry Brother. Berry Brother, they are based in St. James, and number 3. The shop, the original shop, has been there since 1698. But why I use this gin? Because it represents the proper London dry gin. London dry gin is a gin made with the botanical have to be natural, no chemical, no hard preservative, have to be natural. And it's 46 ABV. That's what you need to make the Vesper. You need the proper London dry gin. This is my favorite one for, and also the coincidence, Fleming was member of 3 clubs in St. James. Berry Brother, they were there before anybody else, 1698. Now here we put 80 ml of the gin. You see the viscosity that's kept in the freezer. At home, -18 is perfect. It will not freeze it because it's over 40. Then, instead of the lemon, I'd rather use an orange. These are orange from Seville. They're perfect. You want to do a really big zest. Now, I know I got this one. Many people ask me, unfortunately, we cannot find this one anymore, but a potato peelers, everybody's got it. It's perfect. And what I do now, I'm going to squeeze some of the oil. Now remember, the oil from the orange is actually quite bitter, but on the nose, you got this beautiful aroma. And when we drink, the nose is the first organ, so smell is very, very important. Now, with the viscosity of the cocktail, you can see the oil floating on top. Now, eventually, when the cocktail becomes warmer, we'll go down and change it. My recommendation, once you make this cocktail, make sure you take your time. That's why it's very important the glass is frozen, because the longer you take, the martini, the Vesper, is still very cold, and you enjoy more, because that's the little trick on the cocktail. Now, all I have to say, salute you. Thanks very much indeed for all your support. Stay safe, stay at home, making a lot of cocktail, and all the best.